Ready to rock and roll. When I was this age, Mama says, we're moving to Rome. I just want to know, do they have Scooby-Doo there? Yeah. Spoiler, no, they didn't. But how would she know, right? So that was the beginning of my life as a third culture kid, or a TCK, which is basically someone who spent a substantial amount of time outside of the culture of that of their parents. Now, you know you're a TCK when answering the question, where are you from, sends you into a panic, as you have to decide whether you're going to give the long version or the even longer version. Now, by the time I was 18, I had been to 7 different schools in 2 continents, which meant being the new kid every couple of years and figuring out all the rules of the game so that I could fit in. And I can tell you that the social protocol could be a little complicated. Like the time I kissed somebody on the lips, because I never got the memo that in Spain you do 2 kisses, and I only did 1. But I figured it out as I went along, and the curve became a little shorter with each new move, right? But ultimately, what I think I learned the most, besides 5 languages, was being able to observe, interpret, and adjust. That became my superpower because I learned how to untangle communication knots and help others so that conversations would move along. At one point, I was working with a team interculturally, and a group of Americans was working with a group of Mexicans. And one guy says, how come when I'm communicating with my Mexican team, they'll write to me, hi Sam, how are you? And then crickets, like, what's up with that? Like, what are they waiting for? Why can't they just tell me what they want? In the intercultural world, we talk about task versus relationship cultures. Mexico's all about relationships. So Mexican parents teach their kids it's important to always greet somebody before asking for something. Oh, that's true. Not doing that is rude. It's like saying to someone, I don't really care about you. You're just a human resource. I made that mistake when I jumped in with our admin and said, we'll say we got a report. And she's like, buenos dias. I never made that mistake again. And it can be tough. I mean, I know my blunt Cuban American style can sometimes come across as a little tough. Almost like a bull charging through a china shop. Just ask my Mexican ex-husband. There was a friend who was trying to start off on the right foot in his foreign assignment, and we saw that his cultural 360 showed his body language came across as a little aggressive in that culture. So that's something he never knew or heard before. And most of us are probably working cross-culturally now anyway, right? But a lot of times we just don't know what we don't know. That's why I tell a lot of leaders, don't be afraid to talk about culture, or even admit that there might be some misunderstandings going forward, because it really helps to get the team from that storming stage of team development to the norming and performing stage. And you don't have to have fancy assessments to do this. You can just have an informal conversation or a team building activity. Because cultural awareness isn't so much about learning the rules. It's more about taking that step back and asking yourself, what might I be missing here? Instead of just assuming. If you can do that, and you can look at a situation through different color lenses, you have half the battle won. And that's something that as a TCK, I had to learn the hard way. A lot of people say, do you wish that you had been raised in just one place? And I say, you don't know what you don't know. And you know what? I wouldn't trade being a TCK for the world, because the world was part of the deal.